name's Kara Moore, and I'm a researcher in ecology and evolution at UC Davis, and I'm one of the founding members of the Kids into Discovering Science program.
Hi, I'm Allie Weil. I am a graduate student in ecology here at UC Davis, and I've been involved with the kids program for the past 3 years, coordinating the field trip and teaching classroom lessons.
And there's actually a lot of meaning in the name of the program. We gave a lot of thought to that. So it's Kids into Discovering Science because we wanted to get kids into the process of discovery, into really the process of asking questions about their environment, trying to figure out how things work, making observations, taking measurements, and collecting data on things, and using those to answer their own questions. So the experiment that we run in the classroom is an experiment we bring in and we really give to them, but we start with, touching, feeling, looking at the soils under a magnifying glass and asking them, what do they think would happen? What would their questions be about how a seed would grow in the soil? Then the exciting part is when the program culminates in the field day and we take some of those same kinds of observations and questions out in the field at the McLaughlin Natural Reserve.
So the predator-prey station is really cool because it incorporates elements of a real experiment that was done at McLaughlin and learn about predator-prey relationships and a little bit about food webs and camouflage, and all these ideas are sort of woven together. So there's sort of two parts. They start with learning about food webs, and each kid gets to be a plant or an animal, a coyote or a flower or a butterfly. And they toss a ball of yarn around from person to person to show what a complicated web these interactions between the animals and plants are. And sometimes in a textbook they might know about a food chain, but the food web shows that there are all of these complicated interactions.
See how complicated this web is. And it's even more complicated when you actually look at different types of prey, right? So it can prey on rabbits, raccoons, rodents, berries. It can eat some of the plants that we see here. So it's really going to be even more complex than what you're seeing now. Yes? So now we know how all these plants and animals are interconnected, right? So when you put them within an environment, things can happen in that environment that affect these relationships, right? Food web!
And then you sort of take that idea of food webs and interacting with the environment and do this hands-on experiment. We put the clay caterpillars out on the serpentine and non-serpentine soils, and the kids have, I think we've given them about 30 seconds on the count of 3. They're divided up into teams, and they can't step inside the square, but they have to reach and try and find as many of these caterpillars as they can. And they pick them up, and then we count how many they find.
Any more? A lot easier for the birds to see the worms in this soil, right? So this is just showing you how many were not attacked. So the total is the same. Just like in this example, in this experiment, we used 30 worms for this plot and 30 worms for that plot. It was exact. Awesome, guys. So I'm really proud of you. You guys did really good science today.
And where are you guys today?
So the Aquatic Invertebrate Station is really exploratory, and it allows the students to have hands-on time looking for aquatic invertebrates at a pond that's near the area that we work in. So they spend some time dipping around with nets and seeing what they find in the pond, looking at the algae and the plants around the pond, joking about how they're going to get wet and muddy, and experiencing that in person.
So who likes insects? Me. Aquatic insects. Oh, there's a damselflies on its back.
I'm poking it. If I kill it.
So there's another insect sitting on its back and it's not liking it. There we go.
There we go.
So these are the guys that'll swim around and breathe with their butt. They'll hang out with their butt hanging out the water.
You guys want to go swimming in the pond?
Yeah.
And these guys, when I'm done, I'm going to put them right back where I found them, because this guy's probably 2 years old.
Which ones
natural.
How long does it take them to become the actual fly?
And then we've had people from UC Davis who know about aquatic invertebrates and really are experts in that way, catch invertebrates ahead of time and catch some invertebrates with the students on site and put those out in pans and trays where the students can look at them with hand lenses and look at them under dissecting scopes and touch and feel these different invertebrates. So there's really a wide diversity that they find, and they can point out all sorts of different traits, ecological attributes like what different animals eat, how they contribute to the ecology of the aquatic system there. And the students from Lower Lake really enjoy that and enjoy looking at all of the diversity that is present in the aquatic world.
Hi, my name's Lori Kincaid, and I teach 5th grade at Lower Lake Elementary School. I've been working with Kara and the UC Davis Kids program for about 5 years since it began. Well, this program brings together graduate students and undergraduate students from UC Davis to our students who are relatively isolated in Lake County. And our kids get to meet people who are working in science and studying at the university. I think one of the most valuable things is their relationship with the kids volunteers. They're always wondering who's going to be there that day, and they're always eager to find out what they're studying, and the adults are caring and establishing relationships in a very positive way, which encourages the kids to go on in their education. You know, I would really love to expand it to other schools in the area. We have 3 other elementary schools in our district. The constant improvement, the role models that my kids get to see. But when they're done with this field trip, they've explored their own area and they come away really happy. They really enjoy this field trip. Every year something new has been added and polished, and very well done, well organized, fun. It's been a great experience.
Whenever we come into the classroom, so we have students introduce themselves and say, you know, my name is Micah and I study sharks. My name is Allie and I study fire. And the kids are always really excited about some of those topics. They want to spend the whole class period asking questions about sharks or gorillas or raccoon parasites. But we have a lot of other things to do in the classroom, and so I thought it would be cool to have a time where they could just let those questions out and get them all answered. And so what we did after lunch is we had the kids split up into 3 groups, sort of their smaller groups grouped together, and we had a few of the graduate student volunteers stationed, and we rotated around, and so for 10 or 15 minutes they could just ask whatever questions they wanted.
So we take these groups of students on a hike where they get to run out some of their energy, but also, more importantly, experience a wide range of the ecological habitats at the reserve. So they go through a riparian area along a stream. They can look at animals in the stream. We often, in the stream area, are very quiet, really observing and looking for animals, feeling the earth under our feet. I like to pick up the soil along the way and feel with them how the soil is very soft and loose down by the stream, how they can see signs of different kinds of ecological disturbances in that area.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's true. Trifolium flacatum, so that's 1 to clover, actually. Where's another one? That one, Eva? Okay, great.
They're crossing a really strong change in ecology, and the students get to see that effect and experience it with their hands as the soil's changing and they're climbing up a relatively steep slope. They get to see how the plant communities change and think about and observe how the animals change as well. So we asked the students on the hike, in the non-serpentine areas near the riparian zone, I asked them to sit down and look and see how many plants do you see? Are they tall? Are they short? And really get a good picture of what's going on just in a small plot of land around them.
Liquid down, and funnel web spiders use it the same way, and when an insect walks across it, they feel it, and they run out and grab it, and then run back into the bottom of their funnel. So I study insects. I also study plants. I guess I talked to you guys. Do you guys know what someone who studies insects is called?
But this program, originally our objective was to serve the 5th graders, to give them this hands-on experience meeting scientists and practicing ecology in their own environment. But the audience that the program serves is actually a lot broader and has grown over time. So it's just as important now, I believe, to provide an opportunity for graduate students and undergrads at UC Davis and faculty as well to engage in outreach education.
Until the tail starts. You can see that at the start of the tail, it switches from having one scale per second. You can see this is where this tail starts. And
What have you seen that surprised you today?
Some big beetles? Well, they're really amazing. Bigger like the other beetles. I never saw a big beetle. And I can't even see a pincher bug in the water. I thought pincher bugs can't swim. Apparently they can.
And the program also serves the 5th grade teachers. They've grown, I think, in a lot of ways through how being able to see how we work with the kids and bring in different elements. They've talked about how they've become confident with teaching science and the graphing skills that we go over in the program. And we've developed a really excellent relationship with them. So I think it's a fabulous opportunity for graduate students to get to know what it's like to work with a 5th grade teacher, or what kinds of challenges and curriculum development and working with students that they overcome. The graduate students also see how the 5th grade teachers work with their students and get classroom management experience and expertise through it. And then furthermore, we've been using the program as an opportunity to have a seminar in outreach education on the UC Davis campus, and to delve further into how can we improve the program, how can we assess the program, how can we develop the curriculum. And so we've learned a lot about those kinds of educational tools as a product of this program as well.
And I'd add that in addition to the actual sort of ecology, natural history, things that they're learning about the actual soils, environments, it's a huge part of it is learning what it means to do science, to do an experiment so that they can see that being a scientist means a lot of different things. And the people who can be scientists can be male or female or tall or short or really anything, and not necessarily what they might see on TV or have heard about.
We send out emails in the fall looking for participants in the next program year, and so we send those out pretty broadly, and you can look for that.
You can also contact us at our email address.
Yeah.
And we also have a Facebook page, Kids into Discovering Science.
So it's this combination of, we would love to have the product of this be that students feel really empowered to ask their own questions about their environment. When they see something in their backyard, or they see something in a place where they go camping, or they go hunting, or they go on another field trip, they sort of have that experience asking a question and starting to answer it through the scientific